Eh,
It's because I updated things, and every time I update it, it screws up. So, hi, everybody. Welcome back for another week of Cyorion Chronicles. We've heard this before. It's like Groundhog's Day. We've been here before. You guys are still muted because... No, you guys are still muted because I don't like you. Now you're unmuted. I'm kidding. Hi, guys. I'm the only one who got to talk for a moment there. We're professionals here, everyone. If that's not clear enough, we're professionals. But... welcome back, everybody. Benjamin, thank you for the sub with Twitch Prime. We appreciate you hanging out with us.
Cool.
And Hotcakes cheered us some bits. That's super cool. So we took a week off last week, just so everybody here is aware, and we wanted to give special thanks. Magic had a very difficult personal decision to decide to leave the show. There was no animosity between any of us, and we wish him the very best. He just decided he needed to take leave from the show. So Magic, wish you the best. We encourage you all to please go online and follow him at his Instagram. If you want to keep up with the Era of Raw book series and what Magic's up to, please follow him on Instagram. But we're excited to be back this week, and we'll do some quick introductions so everybody gets a chance to say hi, and we'll start with Zach.
Hi everyone, I'm Zach. I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
And next we got Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate. I play Soren, the half-elf blade singer rogue.
After that, David.
Hi, I'm David. I play Botran Yorl, the human witch warlock.
And jumping to the other side of the screen, we got Josh.
hey everyone, my name is Josh. I play Jaeger Hallstrom, the human alchemist gunslinger.
And last but not least, we got Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Maximil, the tiefling sorceress bard.
Fantastic. We did have some conversations last week, and wanting to stick with our group of 6, we are also excited to introduce you to our new friend who's going to be joining us, and we'll let her introduce herself and say what she likes to do. But welcome aboard, Maddie. Hey, hi, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
So Maddie, tell us just a little bit about yourself, and then we'll meet your character later today.
All right. Well, I am Maddie. I play Isadora, who is the new character being introduced as number 6. She is a half-elf gunslinger, gun tank. So, yeah.
Fantastic. We're really excited to have Maddie with us. We had a lot of friends of the show that we talked to, and it was just, we're super excited to have so many people passionate about getting to play with us. So please, if you want to play with us, we have our other fun offline activities. You can join our Discord and hang out with us there. Please definitely do that. But we'll get to meet Maddie's character Isadora a little bit later. Recently though, when we left off last time we were here, oh my gosh, I have been doing so much building with Maddie that I just brain farted. So last time we were here, we had I believe you guys spent most of the session hanging out with our new friend Arling Crimsby at the Serene Sword Outfitter, trying to get some stuff ready, spending all that nice cash that the folks at the Kizervexis Luminary Academy had for you, getting prepped for the big mission into these sewers underneath Busad. Serene Sword Outfitter was an interesting place. It was a weird little tea room in across worlds, and had a very interesting lady who was a little bit like Lipstick Pig, trying to sell you guys. She looked fancy, but clearly she was a rough and tumble and very powerful lady, and was presenting to you in a fashion that was supposed to be welcoming and inviting. Had artifacts from all over the world, just incredibly interesting stuff, and hosted a beautiful little tea party for you guys, where you spent some time picking up some gear and prepping for the upcoming adventure. I don't think there was anything too particular when you guys left besides giving the boot to to the dwarves and stuff that were setting up shop and doing a bunch of studying.
And stealing their research.
Jaeger had stayed behind with them and did steal all of their research.
There was the little messenger kid.
There was the messenger kid that gave Jaeger a heart attack because he kept walking by with something magic, and he had some interesting stuff in his hand that turned out just to be a little sending stone. The iPhone or whatever we called it, some crappy name.
The Rocky Talkie?
The Rocky Talkies.
Rocky.
Yeah. But after that, you heard that, you know, had been some, I think there was some movement, some tough folks that were looking out for you guys, and you absconded from where you were staying in preparation to kind of meet up with Philo, and had looked behind, and essentially Arkroth's Chosen were kind of closing in on the shop. Not a group that you had seen getting rough in public, so you're not sure if it was a threat to you that they were trying to come into the shop and pick a fight with you, or if they were just kind of be intimidating. But you all decided you would rather be someplace else, so you zipped off, and that's where we left, was you guys ducking out down the street, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It has been a couple weeks.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We decided to be grown-ups and not pick a fight in the streets again. So we really left as you guys were kind of heading back down the street, and not sure exactly where you were heading to next. We were going to Philo's. Because was it Philo?
Yep, Philo.
Okay. Yeah, I think we were going to his place because he assured us that he had a way for us to get into the sewers, and that probably best if we came now because there were people that were looking for us, and looking for us showed up.
Okay. So you guys decided to make your way through Pars Heath, kind of the more cramped, less a little bit less economically well off as the Silk Grove that you just came from. In this region of town, the streets are all crammed together. Alleyways are dark and tight as these buildings have been pieced together over the years as they try to squeeze more and more families in here. And you find yourself easily ducking in through the crowd as you guys make your way south towards the Wharf District. Anything that you guys are doing on the way there? Excuse me for one moment. I had a kid coming to talk to me. I'm sorry.
All good. I'll take point unless someone else wants to.
Can I try and not like lead, but like kind of try and give guidance of like best quick sneaky ways to pass through this neighborhood?
Mm-hmm. You know that your best bet, I'm pulling back up the navigation map here, is probably just to go along as close to the exterior, or as close to the border between West Valoro and Pars Heath as you can. It'll keep you in the tight alleyways. Being super familiar with the city, but it wouldn't put you out onto the main thoroughfares where you'd be spotted easily. So as a group, since you're kind of are you guys trying to stay obscured from these people that are looking for you?
Absolutely.
Let me get a group stealth check. So everybody go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please, as you guys are making your way through the city.
Yeah, and while we're pushing forward, you guys see Jaeger flip his coat inside out, like this is a whole new Jaeger in the city, like he's driven and on the mission now, rather than paranoid about everything. But he flips his coat inside out and puts up his hood.
Okay.
I am so stealthy.
It's so
Nicely
stealthy.
done.
Patron's gone.
At the end
So
of last
stealthy.
session, I said Max cast Disguise Self. So does that add any bonuses, or?
That's gonna count as an automatic success for the group because you're not amongst them and you're easily noticeable. And then Tarak is still with you guys and had cast Pass Without a Trace. So you guys are moving at a very high stealth scores. It looks like
So I got a 37.
37, a 32, a 29, a 22 for Jaeger, and then a human that rolled pretty sneaky as well. So yeah, I mean the crowds are not. It's not massively busy. It's late afternoon, but there's enough that you guys are able to move through them in a dispersed manner, so it doesn't look like a clump of 6 people moving as a group, as well as Maximil's disguise and Jaeger's hood up, moving at the front of the group, helps throw off the trail. You spot a couple other groups of Arkaroth's chosen. They've got their telltale robes on, and they're moving in groups of like 2 to 4 kind of throughout the city, looking around for you guys. But eventually you make your way down to the docks, or the wharf district, and it's a lot more deserted down there, which is concerning. And you know that coming into it, Soren, that towards the end of the day, a lot of the ships are already in harbor for the day, and they're either loaded or done loading. Warehouses close up fairly early just because the market and the livelihood that happens up closer to the bastion at the end of the night is a lot more prominent during the evening hours. During the daytime is when all that loading takes place, and there's a lot more busy people on the docks, but mostly it's administrative tasks at this part during the day, where you want to go through, like as you're coming out towards the south side, swinging around wide on the wharf.
Huh. And there's like, you said there's like
it's
nobody
just,
here?
No, it's not deserted. It's just this time of day is the least busy time of day for this section of the dock, of the wharf.
Oh, got it.
Sorry,
Okay. Does it look like anybody is like posted up, kind of keeping a lookout,
You do spot
hanging onto corners, anything like that?
you spot a couple more people hanging onto corners on the main thoroughfare. That's probably the most dangerous leg of your journey, is because the large warehouses with room for all these people's supplies to move through, and double wide wagons coming through this area hauling merchandise. This part's the least covered.
We're talking about like this section right here, right?
Yeah, as you're coming into the wharf district.
Okay.
So I need you to, with you have knowledge of the city, so you're going to get substantial bonus to this, but make a kind of a survival check for me to kind of navigate through here.
Fuck, that's a 2. That's a total of 4. Oh,
Dude.
son of a bitch.
You did get a flat like +10 for knowledge of the streets and your roguish background, so you're
Okay.
you're at least well enough to make it past them, the least keen of eyes. There are a couple sharp-eyed folks, which I'm going to roll checks for them since they see something slightly interesting. You pick up a tail kind of coming into the wharf district.
Can I get a read on him? Like, what kind of person is it?
The two of them appear to be, I mean, they're obviously members of Arkaroth's Chosen. They have these
Okay.
tan and yellow robes with crimson red lines on them. And they're hanging back, though, as if they're observing. The people you saw going up to the shop to Soren's Arcanery were tough. They were ready for a fight. These appear to be younger members who've been freshly brainwashed and are getting their feet wet by following someone they've been told to look for.
Mm-hmm.
And they've kind of made eye contact. You clock them instantly, and they make eye contact with each other, and they're both very nervous, like following you at a distance, but they do have a bead on you.
So you're saying they could be scared easily?
Soren would know that.
Just and nobody else sees them. Just me.
We'll check something.
Because like first thing
Jaeger.
I'm thinking is
Jaeger would see them as well. Soren, just because
Okay.
you know the area, and then after you guys pick your path and go,
Mhm.
and the tail's been picked up for about 10-15 seconds, Botrin and Doran, you both note these two kids as well. Jaeger, you see him early on, but you can't tell how nervous they are or anything like that, just passively. Soren's just got a high insight, so he picks up on that naturally.
So this is going to be a weird question. Can I get like a internal insight check of like, if these kids are very clearly young, new initiates that are probably not built for like roughing people up for the cause, would I get the sense that if we come onto them strong and hard and fast, they will back off quick and not continue to follow us? Like, would that make sense to me in terms of like cult behavior and whatever?
You've seen these people get recruited on Najim Bin, and you subverted recruitment of people on Najim, or no, Jaeger did. And I'm not sure if you shared that story, but you've seen these people operate before, and kids like this, he was either going to get picked up by Philo to do work for him, or he's going to get picked up by some cult. He's probably here for a hot meal. And you know that, like, just the look on his face, being nervous following a dragonborn, a big scary half orc, and you looking very, very intimidating. He got the description of you guys and did not want to be the one that found you. So internally, yeah, you clocked it. You could probably puff up your chest a little bit and this kid would pee himself.
Tap the muscle, Doran, and the vision of Jaeger, and just grew a tail.
See it?
Should I, roar?
Let's go talk to them.
Tarak is still there with you guys, just so you guys know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Just keep moving. Let's go.
Don't
On the
punch
corner.
any kids, Doran.
I can help scare people.
Come on, let's go talk to them.
Tarak will find a shadow to step into. Okay, what's everybody just turning around and going to talk to these kids and confront them directly?
No, I say we round a corner, not turn around.
What? No, let's walk up to them. What are they gonna do?
Jaeger
Run?
Jaeger
Yeah.
can round the corner.
Sure, I'll round the
All right.
corner.
Jaeger does
You
corner.
watch our 6.
Doran and Soren turn around and head straight up to him with Botrin and Max.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm just maintaining full eye contact with this kid as I'm walking up on him.
You start to walk up to him and you round the corner, Jaeger, and like run down the side of a warehouse. And as you come back around the alley to get up beside him, you can see across the street, Tarak is like perched in the shadows, waiting for them to like cross in front of you guys. And as the group like steps up to meet them, these two kids that are following across the street like walk in front of the alleyway that you and Tarak are flanking on both sides of.
We have them cornered in this alleyway now.
So you four turned around walking up to them. These guys are probably a couple hundred feet behind you. As they note you walking up and see that's going on, they get past this alleyway and pause briefly. And they're both on two sides of this very wide street because they don't want to be seen together. And you see Jaeger's hand reach out from the alleyway and yoink one in. And then Tarak's staff like comes around the other kid's neck and just pulls him back into the shadows. And both of them just whoop off the both sides of the road.
I suppose that worked itself out.
Jaeger
Should we go say
Child
hi?
to go see if Jaeger.
gidgies to the roof.
Oh no, you guys hear the bzzz as the gun flies off, grapples to the roof, and you hear
Oh, he's
He's not
muffled.
dead.
or
There
as
you go.
this kid goes.
Botrin very nonchalantly checks the bottom of his shoe, like, oh, nothing
And
untoward happening in the street. Nothing at all.
the other one is just Tarak's just like holding him with the staff. Has got a hand over his mouth and is looking to the group of you as you go, and then watches as Jaeger goes flying up to the roof. These are tall storage warehouses, 30 or 40 feet high.
I think Spackle would hover in the air about eye level on the one that Tarak is holding.
Okay, we're gonna make a saving throw for that poor kid. Oh no. Front of the robe immediately soaked. Like this kid just pees himself. I say kid, he's probably like 17, just like completely pisses himself. With the first he was scared because of Tarak and he knew what he was doing, and second Spackle appears and just like gives him the look and then goes and
Oh, that's embarrassing for you. What would your cult buddies think if they knew you pissed yourself immediately?
he's
You're not going to scream, are you? Can I inside check that?
no insight needed. He's petrified.
Okay.
Tarak's got his hand over his mouth, still holding him. Please don't kill me! Please don't kill me! Please don't kill me!
Oh, that's conditional, isn't it?
Please, 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 please. I found the robes. I was really cold. It's warm today. It's fairly warm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very cold in the streets.
And they're gross down. My canteen spilled.
Mm-hmm.
Starts just sobbing.
You ready to stop wasting time?
Okay.
Maybe it's time for those ghosty blade arms of yours, Sor.
Here's what you're going to do if you want to keep your life. Pull out a silver piece. You're going to take this. You're going to buy yourself new clothes because this is fucking pathetic. Then you're going to go back and tell your friends that we are on the other side of the city, in the Silk Grove. We have business over there, and if they want us, they can come and find us over there.
Yeah, Silk Grove, other side of the city. Okay.
Yes, you're a very good scout, and you found us immediately and trailed us all the way over there, right? I'll like tap his forehead with the coin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Found you in the wharf and trailed you to the Silk Grove. Got it.
Say Put the coin in his mouth.
Jaeger, what are you doing with the other kid as you watch this?
Yeah, on the roof. How tall is this building that I'm on?
Very tall. It's a very large storage warehouse. Some of these buildings could be used to construct ships in as well. It's probably what they were initially built for, and then converted to warehouses. This was likely one of the shipbuilding ones.
Okay, well, I'm have him fairly tight in almost like a headlock, but arm around his mouth. And I'll loosen just a little bit so he can hear me better than suffocating or anything like that. What you're going to do for me is you're going to tell me one thing, and you're going to be truthful, or I'm going to drop you.
Oh, okay.
From this height, I can assure you it'll be painful, but you will live. Your legs, maybe ribs, arms, will crack, bruise, sunder, and maybe that will kill you when you bleed internally. But one thing's for sure.
You catch him as his legs go limp, and he's like, as the full context of what he's looking down at sets in.
One thing for sure is you will survive, but I will come to where they have you and finish it nice and slowly. Just so it's extra fun.
Make another saving throw for this guy. Oh, God, that was a 1 and a 3. Jaeger, your arm gets very warm all of a sudden as he just vomits all over the edge of your arm.
That's a good boy. You understand it. So when I let you go, no screaming, because it will be the last thing you do is scream.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
And I'll let him go, but I'll hold him by the scruff and collar. Who employed you?
I joined the cult because they said they'd feed me, and I just had to listen.
Who
to
specifically? I don't care about the cult. We know that.
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar.
Yeah, he recruited. He came and talked to us yesterday.
Is that your friend that my friends have?
Yeah.
Good friends?
Yeah.
Do you have family?
Well, no.
Any other friends?
Well, lots of friends, sure.
Are they part of the cult too?
Some of them. Some work for Philo. He's like 16.
I'll reach into my pocket and pull out 2 gold, and I'll put it in his pocket without him knowing, but he'll feel it. He just won't know it's gold until he actually uses it or gets it out. You're going to take this. You're going to go with your friend wherever he's going, and you're going to get out of this cult.
Okay.
Or else I'll come find where you are and drop you off the largest building in the city.
Okay.
Good.
Can I get down now, please?
I'll bring you down. What'd you see today?
We were looking for some people and we didn't see anything. We saw the ocean and got distracted,
and I just dropped down with him.
And he hits the ground. Do you let him go?
Yeah.
At this point, his friend's like halfway running up the road. This kid takes off full sprint after him.
I didn't write down that name.
Rhaegar.
Rhaegar. They were hired by Rhaegar. I don't know if we've heard that name, but we need to go now.
Jaeger, you've got vomit on you.
That's all right.
Do you want
Bad
I can
worse.
clean that up?
If you
Max.
want it, doesn't matter.
Max doesn't quite look at it, but like touches next to it and it gets cleaned.
Thank you.
Yes.
You guys notice as well that you're being watched by somebody else further down the road now, who looks like he just came off of a ship. He looks like someone who belongs in this area. He's a wharf. He either works on a ship, works at the wharf. But there's a half orc that's like standing a ways down that had seen some of this, and then
Oh, good lord.
like as you guys are kind of gathering up and talking, immediately starts kind of running over to you guys as the group of you comes out of the alley Tarak was in and starts like reconvening in the middle of the street.
Damn it.
Are we gonna have to do this again?
Well, you're running to us.
ready
Better
to
get
go.
ready.
Hands on my daggers at the hip. Just, all right, come on.
Tarak like notices this and is like, Corin?
Do we know this one?
Corin comes running up. Tarak, brother, and they both like grab each other and like embrace in a hug.
Have we met this guy before?
No, you've never met this half orc before. I'm sorry for you. You seem like you're ready to strike. No, I'm a friend of Tarak's. Please,
Jaeger decocks the pistol from the
Tarak's,
corner.
please.
All right, sorry.
Tanaka's friends that aren't us.
Did you just say brother?
Clanmates. He's from Blightmoon, like I am.
Figurative. Well,
Can we move this conversation into
we
a
need to walk
safer alley?
Sure. And Corin starts like getting in very close, hushed conversation with Tarak. And as you guys kind of get to the alley, Tarak like slumps a little bit back to the side of the alley as they're talking, very hushed, and he's trying to keep it private because this guy doesn't know you guys either. And Tarak eventually is like, "No, you can. They're fine. My friends. It seems that word of our travels to Kosoba has made it even further than we anticipated. The Ferelyn have made contact through the same portal that my father used.
really?
Corin says that there are 2 of them in our village now. And he just received a message today to be on the lookout for me.
Huh.
I don't know what this means for us, but that's a way to that my family, my cousin that I met is still alive and is trying to reach us still.
I put my hand on his shoulder. There's no need to explain if this is more important.
No, what we are doing is important, but maybe this is a way to these problems have all seemed greater than we've been able to handle just as this group. We've talked about how the world seems to be finding a way to rest us on our shoulders. Maybe employing the assistance of some of these friends would be a way to share some of that burden.
Right.
These envoys, though, are going to be targeted by some of my other former people.
What envoys? Is that us?
The Dark Elves, the Farrellin that he's talking about. And I think they need representation to show that my father was not only not crazy, but there's benefit to working with these people.
Be the bridge.
I'm sorry this comes so suddenly, but maybe it would be beneficial to have them ally with us, and I would be willing to go and establish that with them.
We need
It
all
would
the
be
allies
wise
we can
to
get.
garner more allies, yes.
But it
Tarak,
would mean
if you...
leaving you, and you would be in... You are stepping into danger without me, and... I don't know. Do you think that you... Would I have your blessing to go and meet these people?
Of course.
This is you. I say that this is family, not lightly. You all are like family to me too.
I would give, and I will give, anything to see my family again. There's no explanation or anything needed from my side.
Thank you, Jaeger. I knew that you would most definitely understand me.
And it's not
Doran's
goodbye.
gonna place a hand on his shoulder and just say, This is necessary. You must do this.
I think so too. I think we would be stronger in numbers for what we face ahead, and who knows, maybe we figure out how to make this bridge work between Eterna and Cyorion, and we get these allies where we need them most.
Backle
Safe travels, my
tugs on
friend.
Botran's robe, and then Botran leans down to listen and nods. Backle floats over to Tarak and holds out a tattoo stylus and says, "For you to use when you come back."
He
And he
takes it, gives it a long look, and I will see you soon, my friend, to put this to good use.
Backle hugs his leg and then floats back.
Karn looks to Tarak, and we're leaving now. Since we found you, we expected to sail north, but we will take you back immediately. So
All right.
I will be in touch, my friends, and I will let you know what I find.
Stay safe, Tarak. Good luck.
You too.
We'll miss you.
Best of luck.
I'll remember to check in every now and then.
Will do. Yes. Please stay in touch.
Figure out that door. I need an entry point.
I will. Anything that I find out, I will let you know.
And if you see any kids, be sure to rough them up.
I did good to see. I put a hand over his mouth and I didn't punch him in the head.
Yes, we're all very proud of your
It's
restraint,
a
my
really
friend.
good show of restraint.
Still made him piss himself.
Would have cracked his jaw.
That's true. If I didn't make him piss himself, though, what good would I be? He kind of takes one last glance back at the group of you. Difficult but necessary, and looks to Corin and nods, and he leads them directly to the wharf, towards their ship, where their ship must be. And you guys are left without one member. And you take a quick look around up and down the road and see that it's still clear. Those kids either ran off one direction and subverted the attention, or they were the only ones that may have been posted to look for you here. And it seems like your path to Philos may be safe.
Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta move.
Thankfully, as you head further east down the Wharf District, you find, and as expected, the market is generally a busier place on the wharf. It's fairly busy most times during the day. In the evening, it comes alive with people staying at the taverns, people enjoying food and drink of civilization after they've been at sea for a long time. And this place is generally a party most evenings. And it's no different tonight. As you all blend in quickly to the crowd, and Soren, you weave through over towards the stables and find that crack in the wall at the base of the bastion behind the warehouse. And as you peek in, that massive orc still sitting at the table gets up to prepare to deal with whatever intruder, immediately sees it's you, takes one look, and reaches for the door handle.
Good man. I didn't get your name, by the way.
Berg.
Kag. Good work.
Thank you, Mr. Soren. He does refer to you as Mr. Soren as you make your way past.
It's kind of
Great.
The arms will stay in today, sir.
well, at least while we're here. Yes.
Good. I think some of the children ran and looked for new ventures because of the terror you brought.
Not my intention, but fair enough.
This is the first any of you guys are hearing about the arms and the terror, I think. And this is a 7.5 foot tall, very burly orc that's dressed in a black vest with like a ratty tie, and he's got a hat kind of like a fedora kind of half cocked on his head, that was smoking a pipe and had a big pint of something next to him that is both very fermented and stinky and smells incredibly alcoholic. You can smell it wafting out his breath, and he is incredibly respectful towards Soren.
Soren, one of these days you're going to have to tell us about your extracurricular activities.
You
Well,
made quite an impression.
I was going to the other night, but there was a lot going on. Dragons and Speckle turned into a monster. And
Mr. Soren always makes a good impression.
Not true,
Mr.
but
Soren.
thank you.
Mr. Soren.
Spackle begins to repeat that phrase in a number of different ways.
Mr. Soren.
Soren. Mr. Soren.
Mr. Soren.
Mr. Soren.
All right, now it's wearing off. Philo's in, right?
Yes, Philo's in for the evening.
Do you announce us, or do we just? I'm just going to go in.
No. You may do as you please. If you would prefer that I announce you.
No, that's no.
Oh, man.
Philo.
You head into the rest of you for the first time seeing this den of thievery, this place cut out beneath the bastion, lit by candles, cut from the stone wall and cleared out. It seems to be a fairly nice space at first glance. And then immediately you recognize that most of the stuff was probably thrown out or stolen. And since we were here briefly, and Maddie hasn't gotten to contribute yet. Maddie, what's something that sticks out about Philo's den underneath the wall here in the city? As all these kids are sitting around at these different tables, clearly imbibing in things they shouldn't be, but gambling and smoking and, cutting up the day's loot. What are some of the things that stick out to these guys as they come into Philo's den?
Surprisingly, there's a bar there. Definitely seems like it's for the people in charge rather than the children.
Some of the kids seem that they may have found a bottle or two of their own and brought it in. Soren, you immediately walk up to the bar and know that this old, massive steering wheel that was used on like a helm of a ship that has since been like covered in some sort of lacquer and finished with like another clear coat on top of it to leave it solid, is cut. A portion of it's cut out, and it is the personal bar of Philo and like Philo's buddies that come in here, and anybody he's entertaining, because it partially looks to the outside where his table is, where he can sit and enjoy the entertainment of the evening up on their makeshift stage. but then the rest of it wraps into the curtained area where he's currently talking over something with a figure in the back of that room. You can kind of see through the curtains that he's speaking with somebody, decently sized individual, but make a perception check at disadvantage because it's low light, smoky, and a little hard to see back there.
2 12s. So what is my perception? Probably nothing. Plus 2, so 14.
Still kind of hard to see who's back there. And then the entertainment outside and the conversations are loud enough that you can't hear what they're talking about. But you can see Philo's not on his like king size bed that's off to the one side of this massive curtain chamber, but it's his office / room. It's where he stays at all times. He's sitting up to the desk and this person's standing next to the table talking to them. But it seems that they're busy. So are you guys barging in or are you going to wait?
Max would like to go up to one of the older kids, like if there's someone who looks like they're about 17 and still in human disguise, just kind of be like, so what's new around here?
Well, that Colt's been picking up friends. They're convincing them that Philo's worse to hang out with, so still dealing with that bullshit.
Absolutely.
The take today was good. Do you have anything to add to the pot?
No, there was the Arkaroth's Chosen are making it more difficult these days.
They are.
Get in a good job. It's so annoying.
Yeah, you got to watch out for guys like him too. And they point to Soren.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, yesterday, Bannon was working a job and Philo was out giving him a hand and like helping him out. And they lifted the item off the guy, gave him some fake coins, and then that dude came in here with like 4 arms and scared Kurg, and then told Philo that he works for him now. And so Philo's a bit of a little bitch now. It's probably why some of these kids are leaving too, because they're shit.
Well, I mean, maybe we could work for that new guy. It seems like he's pretty cool.
We basically do. As if Philo was a fucking pushover like that, we totally work for this guy now. But
I mean,
Philo's got to get his orders from somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I still think Philo's a better option than the Arkaroth's
I know.
assholes.
So fucking stupid. Like the touch
Honestly.
start people, and like you have to, just so dumb. Like they're totally off base. They don't get it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, death happens.
Backle is just rocking back and forth on our heels, going, "Mr. Soren."
How about anyone new around here who's come in?
We don't see her too much, but Serene came in today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she stopped by earlier, and she's back there now talking to Philo about something.
Okay.
We don't see her too often, but it was cool to see her come in again. I mean, have you seen how hot she is with like the tattoos in her? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, the problem was ever since Hylard tried to hit on her that one time and she punched him in the face, like nobody's done it since.
Yeah. It'd take someone pretty special to catch her eye.
I think so, yeah. No, she's definitely not interested in anybody in here. She's just here for the work. But yeah, she's pretty cool. She's in here now, talking to Philo, but yeah, really nobody else poking around recently. Okay. Work's work. I mean, at this point, whatever he was smoking is starting to like clear his mind a little bit, and he's like, wouldn't you have known that if you like checked in today though? Like, where have you been if you don't know?
Great question. And I leave.
He's like turns to his buddy and they're both kind of like looking at you, and then they realize that you made it past Kurg. That means you're allowed in here, so.
And then I walk up to Soren and I like throw my arm over his shoulder as best I can and like, hey buddy, how's it going?
Who the fuck? Oh, right. Sorry. Hi, Max.
It's me. Hi. Don't worry
the
about it.
kids are like, oh my god.
I turn around and wink at them.
Oh, Yeah, you've blown their minds a little bit. So as soon as Max gets back, you see
I let them know what I know.
as she's telling you that's Serene in there. Philo like opens the curtain, talking to Serene. And, yeah, I'll make sure that they. You can tell him yourself, actually. Shit. Hi, boss. And Serene gets a look out to the group and, having expected to deliver a message, sees all of you and just kind of stares at Doran for a moment and goes, hi, everybody. Good to see you.
Oh, you both need to. We'll leave you alone.
No, that's probably fine. I mean, I've got a thing in a bit. Actually, I'll be right back.
A thing.
In a bit.
But I'll be right back. I swear. I promise. I'll be right back.
As soon as she's cleared the room, Doran's just gonna look and she's probably off to betray somebody else's trust.
Oh, buddy.
No, it's not. It's not like that, big guy. I don't know who you are, but it's probably not.
I'm sorry.
Like
Who do you think you're talking to me this way? Like we're friendly or something?
I'm just
I
saying.
reach over the bar and grab a bottle of whiskey.
I'm just saying, if you know her, like, it's fine. Serene's probably in it for the best interest of everybody.
I'm gonna just lift him up by the collar of his shirt.
You go ahead. You get the bar just
presume.
fine. Like, the guy looks at you and sees you walk in with Soren and is like, "Can we get you anything else, sir? I don't know your name, but Mr. Soren can have whatever he wants."
Put it on his tab.
Yes, sir. Right away.
I have a tab.
You fucking own this
own the
place,
place.
basically.
Apparently.
It's your crime syndicate now.
Yay!
Congrats on inheriting your crime family. You pick up Philo by the shirt.
Come
And
to you today.
he's like, hey, Soren, is this how your friends are gonna treat me every time you guys come in? You're gonna point sharp things at me and pick me up by my shirt? Listen.
Well, no, of course not. Not every time. That gets boring.
When does that stop then?
Once you stop saying stupid things.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Should I let him go, Soren?
Oh, no, carry on. Whatever you were going to say.
Well then. Don't presume to know the history I have with that woman. Just, it's very insulting to my intelligence.
Did you get some?
Toss him over to the bed.
He was very excited for a moment and then realized that he stepped in it again. But lands on the bed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. See, I told you this is going to be a problem, Soren. Mr. Soren.
Only as long as you keep saying stupid things, I told you. This is all on you.
Okay. What can I do for you today? Again, for the second time today. Weren't you here earlier today? Or was it yesterday?
No,
That was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, oh yeah, wait, no. Yeah, you're supposed to be here. I told you to come here. Sorry,
Yeah.
She got me all confused and then, I rattled my head because some asshole threw me across the room into a bed.
Hey, that's not a very
What
nice
was
way
that?
of referring to our friends.
Do you need a drink, buddy? Because I got a bar right there. It's my personal bar. You have whatever you want.
I find the most expensive looking bottle of hooch.
Jaeger's already over there into it. Probably grabbed the nicest one.
What was your business with our mutual acquaintance?
Pour you a drink.
Well, she found out that, because we kind of talk in the same networks, she utilizes some of the kids' eyes and ears when she needs them.
Good.
Keeps them gainfully employed and doing things for the betterment of the city. And some of them don't have as good a mouths and decided to open them and tell them about the scary four-armed guy with the blades and like the half-orc that was with him and matched your description. And she's like, I know those guys. I figured you all were going to be coming back here, and she came and talked about it, and I told her that, you guys might be hiding out or out of character aside. Did you tell him like about the sewers and you're needing to utilize his passageway? Or you just knew about it? Because I think you and he talked about it.
I think he brought it up in the last message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. Because he has access.
So
Yeah, we had talked about it, how like I said that we were going to be able to, one of the conditions was that we would be allowed to use that, and that,
perfect.
all that shit.
So yeah, she found out that you were here, and she must have put 2 and 2 together because she thought I sold you access to utilize my access to the sewers and was going to come cover it for you, because she says that you guys have important business for her, which what the fuck is she doing in the sewers? I don't know, but not my problem. She came and offered me money, and I was an upstanding citizen and said that Mr. Soren can utilize whatever he wants, and I did not take her money and swindle her. So,
Can I insight check that?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, not bad. 14 plus whatever the bonus is, because my cat is in the way and she's stepping on my mouse. 24.
A normally deceitful bastard. He's telling partial truth. She probably paid him for some information, but he did not swindle her.
Okay.
He's definitely like, he's got extra coin, like that whole sack he threw you. He's got a fancy new coin purse on him.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, but
Nice for him.
and you did watch like their conversation. She handed him something. It was probably that.
Right. Well,
Yeah, she wanted to pay for access and told me that she had someone that'd be useful, someone to guide you guys down there. And I said, Mr. Soren seems more than capable. He's a very, very tough individual and seems more than capable of handling himself down there.
So help was offered.
Yeah, she had someone that she said could help like show you the ropes down there and knew about the sewers and could help you navigate
and
down
you
there.
made the executive call on my behalf to decline this help.
No, I said I would talk to you about it, and then I opened the curtain and there you were, and I said, you just tell her, and then she made goo eyes at your dragon friend, and then she bolted.
So you have this
I
contact
neither
information for
accepted
this
nor
person.
no, I don't. She does, and you guys just scared her off. This was, see, again, not my fault. It's not me saying stupid stuff. You showed up and you scared someone off.
No, she's definitely not scared of us.
Sure, that's not what I saw. Oh yeah. Well, I guess he didn't get it with her. So, hang in there, big guy. She'll come around.
I pour a much stronger pour.
Oh, good lordy lords.
Listen, she'll come around. I'm sure it'll work out for you.
Soren, how far do you think it is from where the dock meets land to the end of the dock to the ocean?
Oh, I mean, within your arm's reach, I would say.
Why are you asking that?
Think I could throw him that far?
Yes.
Oh, easily.
Yes, you could. You don't have to prove it. I trust you.
You got a good running start, especially. Yeah.
Yeah. You should practice with one of the kids first. They're about my height.
I wonder
There's
if he
we
skips
like
when he
them.
hits the water.
And if I enlarge you, you could probably do it even further.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easily. I could just palm him like a tiny stone and...
If you are
Right,
going to
could-
skip him, though, you need to make sure you get the nice angle at it. Otherwise, he just
True,
just goes
that's
plunk.
true. He has to be as flat as possible against the surface of the water.
As you're
Would you do
having
that
this
for us? Would you
discussion,
try to lie flat for us, Philo?
as you're having the discussion, you hear he like looks behind you because I don't know if your girlfriend's gonna like it too much though. And Serene is standing behind you now at this point. It's like,
Flick him in the forehead.
do you mind not threatening the people that I work with in this city?
No, we're not threatening him.
And she's
Not
looking
really.
only and talking only to Doran at this point.
Perhaps you should work with better clientele. And I drop him.
Perhaps I should. But, there are results that need to happen, like getting certain people back alive and in one piece. So I'll work with who I need to get the job done.
Good to know. He tells us you have additional support for us that might be necessary in the sewers.
I do. I have a friend, if you all are interested, who I've done work with in the past, and she's quite capable, knows the sewers well, and is more than willing to lead you down there, and would be my envoy employed by me. You don't have to worry about like cutting her in for anything. But she'll come along to help you, give you a hand.
And you trust her?
I do, fully.
Just some random hired mercenary that you found?
Hardly.
What do you know?
About her?
Yeah, what can you give us just so we know who's like who you're offering?
Oh, she'd probably beat Doran's ass given the opportunity.
Oh.
All right.
Just scowling. Just
Drink, 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 drink.
That is to say, she's traveled and tough and can handle her own. She won't be a burden to you, and she'll probably be of great assistance down there.
What's her like speciality?
Um,
Is she like a guide? Does she like find stuff?
she could tell you for herself.
Oh, okay. Is she here?
She'll lean back and just kind of yell, Isadora? And the door bird opens it, and in walks Maddie. Can you describe Isadora for us, please? And do you mind if I share your art on the stream? I'll share that for you too.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. You can go ahead and describe Isadora while I get the art shared up for you. I'll get that
gotcha.
added.
In through the door walks a 6 foot tall figure with extreme muscularity. Definitely, probably working out for a very long time. An impressive build, a scowl on her face, an eye patch over the left eye. This person remains neutral and walks forward.
This here's my good friend Isadora. I've got that picture, and then I've got the black and white one I'll get up in a bit too here. She's a specimen, to say the least, and she towers over everyone in here, obviously, because they're children, but more so, most of you guys, I think she's taller than, and it just kind of gets quiet as this... are you wearing your armor too, Isadora?
Yep.
Yep. This layered plate armor and a massive gun strapped across her back walks in.
Jaeger's just taking a sip and then spits it back into his cup.
This is Isadora. Isadora, this is the Midnight Parliament that I was telling you about.
Hello.
Ha!
Pleasure.
Big lady.
So you are familiar with the sewers?
Very.
Can you offer a little more of an explanation? I'm curious. Personally interested.
Well, she looks at Soreen almost in an inquisitive way, sort of asking with her eyes and not with her words whether or not it would be safe to disclose more information about her past.
I mean,
Can I trust them?
you could trust them, but I'm sure that they would understand a little more if you just took the sleeves off.
So be it. And she walks to a table and gets a little more comfortable, starts removing armor pieces and getting more into like the base layer of her clothing. And as she does, revealed is a very intricate, long, not your average tattoo. It's not black ink, but a very midnight blue, shimmery purple. It almost makes the snake look like it's moving across the skin under the dim light.
Back over.
No fucking way.
And runs right over there.
It's cool. Oh.
She knows.
Get really
Once upon
close.
a time, I was the leader of the Night Vipers.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
You were their leader.
You were the...
The right hand, to be specific. Not anymore. Past tense.
I'm gonna need
Well, it's an honor.
insight check from. I mean, actually, at advantage for everybody can roll an insight check just to kind of get a clock here, because I know you all are probably like new character insight check, please. But Maximiel, Soren, and Jaeger, you get your insights at advantage.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nat 20.
Also a net 20.
Dirty 20.
For a total of 30.
Jaeger, obviously
22.
you've seen a couple before. You know exactly where from. Soren, what was yours again? Sorry?
30.
30. Soren, you're immediately taken back to your youth, seeing these heroes and what they were doing. And Maximiel, you're taken back to your youth as well, chasing in the streets after the one that came to speak to that one leader in your city that you knew hung out with your uncle and like had all those meetings, but this impressive person with a big snake tattoo that looked just like this one. You could swear it was almost the exact same. Botrin with an 18 and Doran with a 21. Doran, you've never heard the Night Vipers, but you had a merchant once tell you that if you ever see someone with a snake tattoo, like a friendly merchant that took you across the sea, who said if you ever see someone with a snake tattoo and says they're part of the association, do good business with them, but don't cross them. And this is reminiscent of that. Botrin, this is far out of your time and is something that's just a little bit beyond what you were part of and where you were at in your life at the time.
Botrin and Spackle are more we're zeroed in on the tattoo, just the colors of it and the shape of it, and just sort of like fascinated by the whole thing.
Any further explanation required?
Are you no longer with the Lot Ward Association?
It's not like I am no longer a part of the association. It's a very complicated story and one that we really don't have the time for telling.
Okay.
To put it short,
She's pursuing other ventures. Serene's like trying to help you out and like looking at you going, she's been busy, you know. We're working on some stuff, right?
a small disagreement with current leadership.
Yeah, and we're working on some stuff here, but
Understood. Well, I mean, it's an honor either way, and if you'll permit me, I would love to pick your brain later about that. But you're
You're
not
so
wrong, we
old.
have things to attend to.
Isadora, make an insight check for me, really quick, just because you're getting the reaction you expect when most people see this, but you're getting a few different reactions here. First roll for Isadora for the game was a 8.
Oh.
I mean, between all the kids in here, like the intimidation is playing off like it always does. There's a few looks from these people that are a little different, and you've had them before. You know, people who are seasoned veteran fighters, people who know how to handle themselves. They take a little bit more to get intimidated properly. So this is kind of a mix of reactions you're more used to seeing from people like this. They're okay with your presence, but they know you mean business. So she knows what she's doing, obviously. And had a little bit of information too. I know that she and Philo had worked in the past together, and Philo's now got his own bottle after this has all calmed down a little bit, and Doran's about killed him twice. And it's just like, yeah, we did.
What's wrong with him? It looks like he got thrown into a barrel and tossed down a steep hill.
You can say that.
Let's swipe the bottle he's drinking from and just be like, he's okay.
Come on. Can I get a... He waves another bottle over. There seemed to be a bit of a complication, though. Isadora, if you don't mind. There was somebody that I had not heard of that... I can't remember their name. Some people Philo said was making things difficult. That was going to be a problem that you brought it up to me yesterday. Some group.
The Dendros.
The who? The Dundros?
The Dendros Syndicate. In the last few years, with recent developments in the association, change in leadership, so to speak, it would seem that the influence that the association had in the underground and in the deep sewers has all but vanished, and with that power vacuum came the Dendros. They are far from respectful people and nothing like the association, and yet they took the opportunity to fill the gap and are currently what stands between us and going any further.
And they're a pain in my ass too, so just please take care of them like you
They won't.
take care of tiny people. Asshole.
Well, is this like a gang war? Is that
No
what's
war.
Because the other
Well,
side
like-
isn't fighting anymore.
I would say,
Exactly.
Isadora, you would recoil at the term gang in the first place, and would definitely not equate it to a gang war. Like, them calling you a gang would be almost insulting.
Gotcha. Yeah, not even of the slightest.
Okay.
They are definitely something that you would consider a gang that is causing trouble and nothing good to come from. The association is nothing like them.
Well,
And it
yes.
disgusts me to see such a vile group take our place here in Busat.
Yeah, I mean, we talked with regions from the association all the time in Katya. Like, they seemed like pretty cool folks. I didn't realize that they would deal in the sewers as well, but that's still really interesting.
All they had for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these people took over the power gap and then have done what with that since? Just
Cause nothing but trouble.
Yeah, we when you get down there, there used to be other access tunnels past what the kids have set up down there. They were bad. They were like trying to muscle these kids into like hurting people, and that's not what we do. So we just found it. There's plenty of access down there to like evade detection and stuff. So we just sealed it off. You know we talked about it. Like, you know how deep the sewers go. It's been rebuilt, half dozen times over the centuries. It's just, they go deep, and they were in the really nasty parts, and we just shut the doors and sealed them off. So if you want to get down to the deep access, that's where you got to go through.
And that's not even the hard part.
that.
What
There's
is the
more?
hard part?
You really don't know. You don't know about
Kind of.
what's waiting for you down there.
Oh, the
Sludge
fucking
monsters?
Oathbreaker piece of shit. That guy.
Way, way more than that. I'm talking about what lies between us and our goal, and it is not the Dendros that you should be worried about.
All right.
Oh.
Deeper you go into those sewers, the worse and worse it becomes. Something that you can't even imagine in your nightmares. Everything that has fallen beneath the floor and the city, everything that could have ever collected in a cesspool of vile evil, anything and everything that would not exist except in the subterranean. I can't begin. The association didn't go very far for a reason.
Well, we fought nightmares.
Plenty of them.
Whatever
know
is
what
down there,
these-
we can handle.
Do you know what these
Sounds-
horrors look like once we come across them, so we can be careful?
Multiple arms,
Right.
disfigured bodies. I mean, I could get into detail, but just to make it very simple for you. Many, many years ago, when we were growing our influence in the underground of Busat and expanding in these sewers, we would take large parties, very large parties of very capable men, very seasoned men, and not all of us would come back. And that's with everything prepared. That's with nothing in our way. That's without the dendros. That's without the blocked tunnels. That's without anything that could be waiting for us.
It sounds
once
like
we
you're
finally get through
scared.
it. I am. I don't scare easily.
So you would caution stealth then rather than fighting?
Most likely.
All right.
It's going to be quite hard to be stealthy with such a large cannon on your back.
Well, when push comes to shove, you've got to be prepared, don't you?
Spackle
There's
slightly
a reason why
alters
it's
her
so big.
appearance and puts like a little patch over one eye.
I patch Spackle. Love it. Well, there's not much really keeping you all here, is there? I think that as long as you agree, Isadora here can help show you the way, and you'll be able to get down there. And all of us, open writing, putting everything onto you. I'm sorry, but there's a lot ahead of you, but I know that you all will get the blind prophet back safely. She kind of glances side-eye at Doran.
Doran bristles. Just whatever is down there, we will face together, because that is what happens when you have people you can trust in.
Oh, Philo, before we go,
Yeah, what's
make
up?
an announcement.
Okay.
Make an announcement to the kids when you get a chance
Hmm?
over breakfast or something like that, when they're all paying attention and listening. Tell them that they are not to work for Arkaroth's Chosen anymore. And that if they do, they will be at the end of my sword before long.
Oh, yeah.
So says Mr. Soren.
You
Make
got
it as
it.
convincing as you like. Obviously, I don't want to hurt them, but those are the stakes. If they are throwing in their lot with them, they are choosing enemies. Well as friends.
Sure. Absolutely. Will do. First thing tomorrow. Oh, God. Just like digs into a cup.
Soften up for a little bit for a moment and thank you. Again. I'll head off.
Well, wish you guys the best. Feel free to crash here if you need a little bit of rest beforehand, but you'll probably want this. And he pulls out a small leather sack and just drops on the table, and it rattles as it's handed to you. We didn't want any of the kids going in there, so a long time ago someone found a really fun lock, and we locked it up really good. You look into this bag, and it's a bunch of strange shaped rusted plates.
What is this, a key?
Yeah, it's the key. If
Clever.
you could, you just got to move all the crap out of the way, because we, piled stuff in front of the door and barricaded it. But
Right.
then that's the key that'll get you in, and good luck. I don't remember what it looks like.
I walk over to Jaeger and pour myself a small shot glass of whatever he's drinking and take it down very quickly.
Yeah. Kind of up and down checks you out, not in an inappropriate way, but more or less sizing you up in regard to what you have on your person, but then downs his and looks you dead on the eye. Soulless, basically. Glad we have a great lot word protector on our side.
I give you some mad side eye, and I pick up the key, and I say nothing.
All right. Before we head into the sewers, that's where we're going to take our break. So, it's already 6 o'clock Central. God dang.
Damn, son.
Good times. Welcome, Maddie, and welcome, Isadora. We'll see what's up with Isadora after the break and the rest of the group as we get ready to go into the sewers underneath Basat. So, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Thanks. That sucks. Okay.
Oh,
Stop updating stuff.
I
man.
know. Why do I update things? Stupid security-minded people. Stop updating things. Welcome back, everybody. So where we left the party, we had just met Isadora, the half-elf gunslinger, by way of Serene, who runs a network of people that help the touched, the kind of undead people of Cyorion that have come back to life from ways other than normal resurrection. But there is currently a war being raged against them in the streets of like political discourse of Arkaroth's Chosen. I know I'm saying this because we have all these new friends here, but Arkaroth's Chosen does not like the touched, and the touched are trying to be accepted as people too. But apparently their leader was captured, and he is down beneath the sewers and is known as the Blind Prophet, and is also all sorts of other fun stuff that we'll let Doran deal with later. But we've met Isadora, who's going to help serve as a guide down into the sewers. And everybody wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of discuss what was coming and what to look forward to and what the plan is, since you guys kind of had a bit more of an evening after you escaped the prying eyes of Arkaroth's Chosen and made your way to Philo's kids. There's this gang of children that exists beneath the city streets of Busad and operates out of a hole in the wall down by the Wharf District. But you guys have alcohol available to you because Philo works for Soren, and he's got his bottle, and he's at this point when you guys have kind of finished the conversation. Serene wished you all the best of luck and headed out and let you guys have the evening. And there's lodging here. There is mostly like the barracks for the kids further in, but there are adult-sized beds down there too, so they've got places for you guys to stay that's safe. And Kurg is always watchful at the door. But
Before
you guys have,
Serene goes, I want to catch her.
absolutely. You catch
Like,
her
away
by the
from-
door? Away from
Yeah,
everybody?
all the way out, like as she's almost gone.
Sure.
So, like
So
right before she leaves.
she's hurriedly heading out and is like stressed as she gets past Kurg, and she's like, "Good night, Kurg." Yes, ma'am. Good night.
Wait a moment.
Oh, Jaeger. Yeah. What can I do for you?
I won't keep you. I understand. I need to hear it from you and from me. You trust this one?
Absolutely. Isadora's earned my trust.
All right. You all right?
I mean, Doran's got me a little shaken. He was a wonderful man, but I hid information from him that I didn't want to hurt him with, and got hurt anyways, so we all make mistakes.
Time heals some pretty big wounds, but I think he's a little bit more,
I mean,
maybe not now, mature than what you initially may have thought and what I may have initially thought as well, but
let's be honest, his brother was killed and is still alive now somehow. I'd mess a lot of people up. I'm dealing with it, but I'll be fine.
all right.
You guys have a lot of stress to look forward to, so please don't worry about me. I'm safe here. You guys are going to the dangerous part.
Well, we should be all right, hopefully.
I hope so.
If not, I'll see you on the other side.
Or back here if you come back as a touch.
That's what I said. If not, oh well, I haven't considered it touched.
Oh, maybe.
Shit.
Depends on how much your friends like you. I guess we don't really know how it works.
We'll see. That'll be a fun experiment, anyways. All right.
Dying?
No, admit, like not me. Well, it could be cool if I did it. What? Yeah. Whoa.
You and
Just
you and
whatever.
Doran get your social interaction training from each other, don't you?
Ouch.
Isadora has sat herself at the bar and requested and been served a hot plate of food. While stuffing her face, she just
This is like-
grunts and waves goodbye to Soreen as she makes her way past her.
Absolutely. Yep. Don't worry. You'll figure it out, Jaeger.
Sure. I don't like being social, anyways. Okay. Off to war and death and despair.
Break a
Whatever
leg.
else is out there. Oh, That'll happen. Hopefully not in here. Maybe later down in the tunnel, but little one's cutting for his leg to be broken, so.
Well, don't hurt Philo too bad. I still have use of him.
No promises. Goodbye.
Good night, Jaeger. She takes off down the street, and as you head back inside, the best table available has been made clear, not by request of Philo or Soren, but as soon as you're all done with your tense standoff and discussion, you look over and there's a table set up with near the bar with chairs, the largest ones that are available in this tavern type area, and you guys are invited to sit at basically the nicest spot. And then a few of the younger kids that are just kind of working to keep things going in here because they are not out on the street doing odd jobs, pick up some instruments and give you guys a little bit of light fanfare to kind of enjoy your evening too. But most of the folks in here go back to what they were up to before, now that things have calmed down. Philo tells you whatever you need and is clearly about 20 cups in after dealing with Doran twice, and is soundly snoring back in his area as he had gone back and passed out as soon as possible. Just absolutely done with the last 48 hours. And you guys have
Doran's
some time
also
to
got a huge pile of food and he's just scarfing.
Yeah. You guys have some time to discuss what you would like to do and kind of what the game plan is. So I'll leave it to you at the table inside of the Philo's Tavern area here.
Question. For the thing that Botron was going to give us, we got the spell scrolls for those from what's her name? The sword outfitter lady.
Serene Outfitter?
Yes.
Serene outfitter?
Serene.
Ardelane Crimson.
Ardeling?
Crimsy. Yep.
Ardeling.
We decided that we were like picking up the scrolls, but we just didn't like want to have to actually decide in that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
We haven't made the actual spell
Some of
decision.
you had made the spell decisions and some of you have not. So
Okay.
if your spell decision is done, Spackle has time to tattoo somebody tonight.
I want that one.
I'm dead. Oh wait, no, I don't have I don't have a concept complete by picture, but I think it's done. Oh no, I do. Did we talk about that, Ben?
We did. But I don't think you have one completely decided yet.
Well, I've got mine.
Go for it. It's yours.
If Spackle is available and free, I'll just kind of wander up to her and just, hello, little one.
She stops hag banging at the kids playing music and says,
I have I picked out a spell that I would love to have you inscribe on me.
she whips out her little tattoo needle.
Step into my office.
I'll just pass her the little scroll for magic daggers. The kind of describe like a little like 3-prong fan of blades, just maybe about $50 size. Just have her put it right on my wrist.
She gets to work.
Okay.
Who else is sitting at the bar?
There's a very small bar with like 1 or 2 seats. The kids aren't allowed to use it.
Is
I don't know, is Doran still there? Is he already back at the table?
Yeah. Is Doran there?
I'll take my food at the bar. Yeah, sure.
I like in the middle of her taking bites, she looks up and notices Soren requesting the tattoo services, and she looks at Doran and kind of does a little chin nod. What's that little ghost doing to him?
Oh, we had sort of an issue come up, and Speckle is trying to make it up to the party for accidentally kind of turning into a nightmare creature and attacking us. And as a way of restitution, we are being offered special tattoos.
Do they do anything? Is it sentimental? I'm confused.
Apparently, it is some sort of magic-infused tattoo.
Really?
I haven't made any kind of decision yet, but would be interesting, I guess.
Very, very interesting. She goes back to eating.
The rest of you at this point, Jaeger kind of walks back in as Soren, you're sitting on the dining table, and Spackle's sitting cross-legged, tattooing your wrist on the dining table. And there's food available for you guys as the show's kind of going on. But Max, Botrin, Soren, Jaeger, you guys kind of have.
Botrin finds a little little out of the way spot, crosses the legs, and does a little bit of meditation, kind of like centering himself.
So, Jaeger,
Yes.
do we have should we ask Soren for some sort of game plan, figure out something? Also, Isadora. Seems like Botrin's sleeping, but maybe we could grab them too.
Yeah, we need to understand the lay of the land a little bit. I've never been. Be good to see where they could be choke pointing or what we can encounter before we reach the inevitable unknown, which sounds like Isadora might be the only one that has that information, so absolutely.
Soren's right there, my dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Close attention.
Not.
What? Sorry, I was very enamored. This is fascinating, and it hurts a lot, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, first tattoo, huh? Nice.
Yeah, I remember my first tattoo. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, mine were something else.
Ooh, you have tattoos? Where?
He just pulls down his collar a little bit. You see very, very distinct, dark, almost tribal tattoos, but they're not
Wait, is that the magic thing, or is that tattoos? Because I thought that was magic.
Yeah.
Mancy thing, but that's also tattoo?
It's permanent. Doesn't go away.
Nice ink.
Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of all around here. Yeah, okay.
So,
discuss for another time. But Soren, you went deep. How far down the sewers? And I apologize for blatantly skipping over your knowledge here, but how far deep have you gone into the sewers? I know we had a brief conversation about it, but
God, I think back, Ben, how deep, roughly, in terms of layers, I would have gone, because I'm imagining from what we've talked about, 4 or 5 deep.
If that really, where she's talking about the Dendros Syndicate being that, below the first layer or two where they're kind of hanging out, is where you'd be you guys would have butted up right up against where it gets really weird and scary, and you wouldn't have gone there. So there may have been a buffer layer. So a couple. If we were to judge it in stories, and it's all very twisty up and down, you would be a couple levels down.
Okay. Only about, I think maybe 2 levels, 3 at most. Not that deep. We still had to come up to the surface for food and things like that.
And these Dundrow, have you ever heard of them? Outside of
I haven't heard
just
of
the
them.
name?
Nope, you have no idea who those guys are. That's new to you.
No, I'm afraid not. I think our new compatriot here might be the better person to ask.
Sure.
How about for just general exploration? Are there any good spells or anything that we should know or prepare? Not that I can prepare spells like you nerds, but if there are any things that you guys can do.
Nerds. I never planned on going back down there, so I have cultivated a list of capabilities that are not suited for being down there. That being said, it's toxic beyond measure. It's dark. So if we're going to be stealthing, then we need to avoid light. Not if we're just going in. I'll take a moment to shoot a quick glance to Isadora and Jaeger, guns blazing.
Hey.
Ooh.
Blinding them might actually be beneficial in this rare instance. I don't know. It's been 70 years since I've been down there.
Wow.
All right, so a lot has probably changed, it sounds.
I would not
forgot
rely
how
on my
old you
knowledge to get
are.
us through this place safely. I can give you general guidance, but
All right, trust in the new one.
Hey, Zadora,
Mm,
come sit with us.
yeah.
There's a spot open for you.
All right.
And I grab a chair from someone else's table and just like twirl it around.
She takes her drink and leaves her food at her seating area, makes her way over.
You can bring the food.
I'm done. I'm finished.
All right.
So, you have questions, I'm assuming?
Mhm.
Fire away.
Okay. So, are these Dendro Syndicate guys spellcasty folks, or like I'm gonna punch you folks?
A mix.
Definitely not as sophisticated as spellcasting. Definitely inflated egos, swinging fists, some
Okay.
ruffians.
blades and steel. Exactly.
Okay. Great. What about deeper in those terrible monstrosities? Are they like, did like fire work particularly good on them, or was it more like I don't know, did acid do anything to them, or are they like more resistant to acid because like that's what they're made of? They're made of sludge, toxic sludge, and they're like glowing green.
So
Ben,
yeah, here is where what Isadora describes here, and not to speak for your character, but like feeding you the information, like the creatures that you describe have a mixture of capabilities, and some of them unnaturally for them. I need Soren and Maximil to make insight checks, please.
Oh.
Sure.
God.
So you recall creatures like
14.
Wait. 18.
So what you recall, Isadora, is creatures that have capabilities that you would have 2-3 of the same creatures when you look at them, and then one of them like stretches in an elastic fashion, almost looks like octopus tentacles like reaching out, and it was slightly camouflaged. The other one hardens and like runs into people and like smash. Basically multiple creatures that look the same, that are acting in differently with like different pieces of others, but like being able to change form and stuff like that, and just strange mutated versions of the original of whatever it was, like a copy of a copy of a copy. And you got a 14 and an 18 for our insight checks, was that correct?
Yes.
So the 14, it just sounds creepy and scary. The 18, Soren, this sounds like creatures affected by phenomancy that have been like crafted and created, and exactly what you were afraid that the horrors that you remembered in your youth and things that you heard rumors of being lower and reasons you didn't go down now have roots in phenomancy, and this confirms it.
Just let out a very quiet fuck.
fuck indeed, my friend. Seeing it for yourself is much, much worse.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take them one at a time. These Dendro, do they scare easily? You said they're
I
not
mean, when I'm
sophisticated. Well, I'm thinking maybe we get our magic friends over here. Maybe make it seem like these creatures have surfaced. So
That's actually a great idea.
maybe
Potentially try to turn into something that looks like it.
let's not go down that road. I don't want another Spider-Man accident happening. That was nightmare fuel. If we can make it magically appear not on yourself and you become that creature, I think it might be.
So I have an
better.
idea. There's a new formula I've been working on that it's not guaranteed, but there's a possibility that I can project a mental image into someone's mind of the worst thing imaginable, and if they are down there all the time, they know how fucking bad these things are. I might be able to shape it to be like one of those creatures and have it, affect his mind and possibly send him off running down and telling his friends, but it's a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gamble upon a gamble.
Otrin has fear and major image, by the way. So
Do we know that? You're sleeping.
Doran is gonna fumble around in his pockets, and he's gonna say, that I still have these, the illusion card things. Would those maybe come in handy?
You know what could come in handy? You know the distraction friend you've got?
He stops and thinks and remembers. Oh, right, yeah. And pulls
Does that work for other people?
Oh,
That's just him, isn't it?
But can he make it?
No. It only affects the person like wearing it, because it's his soul trapped in there. Doran, I'm gonna need a wisdom save at this point, dude. Because
for the record, I'm not attuned to it, so
that's fine. This is something that you remembered, like, a month and a half ago. You found and connected with this other tortured soul that was stuck with you in this terrible, terrible place, and
that's 16.
You abandoned him.
Oh,
just so many screams come to the ring.
So with a 16, you don't like immediately hate yourself, which is great. You're not immediately.
Well, I can ask for these days.
Yeah, you're not absolutely tore up about it, but you do remember what happened and like what you did. And that this kid is still, not that what you did specifically, but the fact that this kid is still stuck in here, and it's pretty heartbreaking thinking about it now.
I wonder if there is maybe a way to break the enchantment and set the spirit free.
Could I make like a Arcana check to see if I know how that might work?
Yeah.
With my various magic understandings.
Should we do that at a later point in time?
Oh, it's decent. 15? No, wait. Yeah, 15.
There's ways to break curses on objects. They usually result in the object being destroyed. So whether or not this kid inside there, whatever his spirit is that's trapped, is going to actually be saved, you don't know.
I have to imagine it is better than being trapped in this godforsaken ring for the rest of his existence.
Most likely.
Well,
let's get back to what's on hand. Maybe you should say hi to him every once in a while, though.
And if we get trapped in the sewers, we have nothing but time to say hello.
Yeah.
So we could be in the same boat.
I don't think I can bear trying to reconcile after this much time has passed without talking to him.
One of us could take that burden and say you're dead. There's an out.
I could take it if you wanted.
Or we save that for tomorrow.
Yeah, like, we don't have to do it now, but I do feel bad for the kid. He deserves to have someone to talk to.
Isadora, this is all super confusing. They are talking about a ring, and they're referring to it as if it was a child.
Yeah.
In either case, it hasn't bothered us in a while, and we're about to go do something very dangerous. So maybe just
maybe once we're out of danger, I will worry more about it.
Yeah, when are we out of danger? Anyways,
I'll pat Doran on the shoulder and say, anyways, I think we might want to focus on your brother.
That is the most important thing right now, yes.
Yeah. Let's save him.
So, Isadora, do you know where the Arkaroth's chosen are?
Yeah, they're all over the city. But
in the
brothers.
Oh, right. I suppose we have a lot of backstory to catch Isadora up on.
I heard that this Dragonborn was a touched blind prophet. I didn't know he had any correlation with this party.
Didn't die there until recently.
Apparently, the blind prophet is, or was at one point, my youngest sibling.
Was.
Well,
Are you
with
indicating that a touched person is no longer who they once were?
no, but the way it was told to me by Sorin, that something happened with the process of him becoming touched, where his existence was stretched, or his perception of time became stretched to where he is not the person he once was, because he has somehow gone through 1,000 years of existence in a short amount of time. It's all very confusing, but if
He
there
wasn't
is
the
anything,
blind prophet first, and then he died, and now he is the blind prophet. Correlation makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
In any case, he considers himself a different person now.
Ooh. Family drama. How exciting.
Tip of the iceberg.
yeah, just wait till you meet my other siblings. I'm sure they'll be quickly following us.
At least this one won't try to kill us.
Yet,
Probably.
As far
We
as
don't
we
know.
know,
yeah.
Most likely. Hopefully.
All right. Well,
I won't try to kill you
am-
though. Promise.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I was talking to Doran.
Okay. Well, as far as I understand, going through the sewers, the dendros are going to be the biggest problem. Apparently, if there is any influence from the Arcroft's chosen, they've decided to lay low and keep their whereabouts very secretive. It has been a pain in my ass trying to get any information about them.
Yeah, that makes sense. The fighting out in the streets type, usually.
So it would seem.
Concerning.
Well, from a where do we go from here standpoint, it seems that Philo is our best option, at least with an entrance point. But from there, like you said, this key is all that you can offer us and going any further. So, I would ask, are you prepared for what would come next? Crime
As ready as
syndicate.
we'll ever be.
Monstrosities, potential reuniting with a potentially kind of maybe family member.
If there's one
Sounds
thing
like
you
a
will come to
Tuesday.
learn about the Midnight Parliament, it is that we are prepared for most things, and even when we're not prepared, we still manage to get by the skin of our ass.
We make
I'll
it
take your
work.
word for it. I
Well,
trust
when
her,
you've traveled
and I
a
trust her
different
judgment.
plane of existence, you really there's nothing left to surprise you.
Besides, this is just a stop.
Hmm?
This isn't where we're going. This isn't where it ends.
Oh, that's true.
At least I'm not stopping here.
No.
They're just a road bump.
All right. So,
Luckily, I don't have
any
a
other
cart.
questions?
Yeah,
Are
what-
you ready?
Well, I've. This is more academic than anything, but I'm curious about how your weaponry works. I mean, I've seen him; it's beyond me, but I'm curious. What is your weapon?
She grabs the weapon off her back and sets it on the table in front of her.
Isidore,
She
really
is-
quick, I'm renaming that just so you don't call it that name.
Gotcha. I was just about to drop that
I
name.
realized that, and I was like, I like that for where it comes from, because it does come from Valda's. But you know what? Fuck it. No, we have a rule about the way that the gods are made here, and that all of these different gods can exist for his reason. So go ahead and drop that name. It's a fun one. If you want.
Caliber. Is that who you're talking about?
Mhm.
All right. Caliber, most commonly known as the goddess of firepower, ammunition, gunpowder, etc. She is the goddess who had bestowed the blessing upon this weapon in order for it to work. It's been passed down through the associate to the right hand through many generations, and it befell to me.
So you said there's a goddess of gunpowder and explosives?
Yes. This gun never needs to be reloaded. I reload it. It's reloaded magically.
Make a religion check for me, Soren.
Can Jaeger do one as well?
Because he is explicitly like an anti-religion kind of guy.
Sure.
God damn it, 17 and an 18.
I was just gonna. All I was going to add is you've heard of a far off, a demigod essentially from an empire on the other side of Lemendor, who is a god just because he's strong. Like you've heard of God of Strong, and
Got it.
he's just all he is he's like so god of exploding things. Probably more than
21 total.
There's gods for all sorts of things in many different religions. Jaeger, you could definitely make a religion check if you would like to as well for
19.
specifically Caliber. So you had heard of Caliber before, and I put it into our lore chat. That's Khaliber.
The name is
Caliber.
Me.
That does come from Valda's Spire of Secrets. Go check it out. The Mage
Nice.
Press.
I almost typed Shades of Excalibur. Oh,
yeah, so you would have heard of Caliber. She's, I mean, just in your line of work and like looking for parts to make guns, there are gunpowder manufacturers and people who own these little shops that are just they've dealt with it too much and are missing fingers and are wired enough that they pray to Caliber before handling and making ammunition because of everything that happens. Because Caliber is a very vengeful god when you don't respect her. So when she name drops that this is a gun blessed by Caliber, it's pretty exciting.
You said it reloads magically?
Yeah, it reloads itself.
Are you a woman of faith?
I dabble. I'd say if I came close to a religious following of any kind, it would particularly be of Caliber.
Is useful for you?
Wouldn't you say? Seems to have been useful in the past.
This is a heritage weapon of sorts, something that you've passed down. Do you keep markings on it of who's inherited it? That's all?
No. In fear that it may appear disrespectful to the goddess, it has just simply been handed very secretly. Surprisingly, not many have asked about its origin, so you're one of the few.
Natural born curiosity, I'm afraid.
I've noticed.
Well, you seem like you can handle yourself. That's comforting.
You should see what this gun does.
We've obviously been inundating you with questions. Do you have anything that you would like to ask us? Travel together, at least into danger, if not beyond.
Well, I've asked Serene whether or not I can trust you to not stab me in the back. So, I'll take her word for it. I assume I will learn more about each one of you the more time we spend together.
I don't think we have any backstabbers here. Front stabbers, of course, yes. But
I don't think any of us use daggers either, so it'll hurt.
Pull out my 2 guitar knives. Are these not considered daggers? Have I been referring to them wrong?
Well, I mean, they're a little bit larger than most. I mean, I guess they could be. They're like
More
fisty punchy things with knives on them, but I guess that could backstab.
All right.
All right.
You guys feel like you have a plan ready for the evening and what you're going to do, making your way down below the sewers?
Yep. Before then, I'm casting my monocle before we go down to bed or whatever.
Okay. What do you?
And then I'm gonna work on my crystal.
What do you
See
what do you do?
invisibility.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be any entities monitoring you in this place.
Dope. This was a great spend.
Question for you, Ben.
Yeah.
How much time do we have while we're down here? Like resting.
Yo, you guys have a full night's rest.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you can take a long rest.
I would ask Max before we go to bed.
Yeah.
Because I have 3 spell scrolls and I need to choose one that I can copy. So for tomorrow, we have 3 options that I can spend the night working on: invisibility, haste, or counterspell.
Ooh, okay, so I am able to do nope. I can do it's nope, and
yes.
I stop people from casting the spell. It's a
Right,
good one to
okay.
have, but since I can nope, I would recommend that maybe we take some variety.
Haste it is then. I want Doran fast for this.
And could that also be used to like slow people down?
No, that's the opposite. I didn't bother with that one, but
Well, no.
it's on the list.
I've seen it happen before where after you get sped up, you like get really tired.
That is a side effect, yes.
So what if you cast it on someone and then like immediately stopped it?
There are tactics that involve this.
Is that like the use of the spell, or is that just some? Was
No.
that like a weird
More of an
tricksy thing that I
unintentional
saw?
side effect.
Okay.
It's a prank, more or less.
Okay.
But I think big man with a big sword running at you at 5 times his normal speed is much more valuable.
Yeah, and I could also make him big too, and then that'd be
Too
Big.
big and fast.
big and strong and fast and terrifying. Although big might be a problem in the sewers. We'll figure it out. Then I'll go and copy.
All right. Good talk.
Doran will take his turn in the quote unquote chair of Spackle, while everyone is planning.
Does that add it to my book?
Sorry, I was muted. Spackle does need a day per person
Oh,
to
okay.
tattoo. Yep.
Oh.
Spackle's
Yeah.
going to do the 1, and then it's going to be spent. This is a taxing ordeal. By the end of it, the last few pieces are being done, and you could see Spackle looking like she's starting to fall asleep and working through this. And this was creating something that you can grab and like throw off, and it's magically enchanted. And as soon as Spackle's done, at the last drop goes into the skin, and she just lays down on the table.
Aw.
Doesn't pass through it. And Botrin, you know that she's ready for rest and completely tapped out. She fades slightly
Yeah.
and
I
loses.
pick her up and take her in my arms.
She loses a bit of her shine. Normally when she's ghosty, she's got a bit of color to her, but it's completely gone here.
Adjust her new little eye patch and make sure she goes to sleep.
Okay. Anybody else? Any last holdouts for the evening? Or are you guys going to grab some rest and then head down the next day?
Let's do this.
That one
Okay.
rest I am
Everybody
agonizing
can
over.
everybody can take a
Spell
long
I should-
rest.
I'm using the bedroll of rest.
What spell should I
Absolutely.
prepare? All right, fuck it.
I'm gonna cover all the charges.
So you don't have to worry
Right.
about a long rest, Isadora, but just so you know how to use it in the system, on your character's icon there's a little bed. You can mouse over that, and there's a long rest icon there too. You can click that. It'll reset all your stuff in case anything was said. So, the next day, on the 54th of Venetis, you guys prepare to take off into the sewers.
Alrighty.
The next morning, you all are woken up by a lot of the kids heading out to grab food and prepare for the day. And there's a bit of a speech happening, talking against by Philo, talking about how dangerous Arkaroth's Chosen are, and you wouldn't want to end up on the wrong side of a knife, especially from someone like Mr. Soren. And as Mr. Soren's like walking into the room, all the kids look back and are like, kind of gasp. These are all
kind of give them that like knowing smile of like, yeah.
kids ranging from, orphaned like 7 or 8 year olds up to, 18, 19, all looking out for each other and working under the guide of Philo. There are a couple orphanages through the city, but most of them that do get a night's rest there are sleeping there because they don't have anywhere else to stay. So places like this where this happens, people kind of see it as a benefit to the city. But they take the threat seriously, and they make sure that you see them as they're scattering. A few of them, you're going to pick up conversations about, we got to get Jimmy back. Make sure he doesn't hang out with those guys anymore. And they're branching out to go start picking people up and make sure that they're on the right path. Philo gets a look at you, sees you all kind of come in. It's done. He's like pouring whiskey into a cup of black tea. And he's like, cheers to good day.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Go try to make some damn money now. He heads back to his office. You guys noted as you were heading like down further to rest, the hall would continue where a couple of the kids showed you guys that where guest chambers were set up for you. Past the barracks goes further underneath the city and is a door that had some barricading available. It wasn't barricaded, like the lever wasn't shut, the bars weren't drawn, but it was something that could be fortified, and it's in preparation for if anything came that direction. So you're able to head past that door to go down further, but you guys grab some breakfast. Any last minute changes or considerations before you head down? All right. Isadora at the front, taking lead and showing these guys where to go. There are a few twists and turns making your way underneath the sewer or the city of Busat. You had heard rumors about the reconstruction of Busat over the centuries, something that started off as an outpost and eventually became a sprawling metropolis that, houses close to 200,000 people, has to have aqueducts and sewer systems to run it. And because they've been rebuilt multiple times, there are places that fall into disrepair. The current sewer system and water systems are really well engineered, but the areas that aren't utilized, the surrounding areas, have been sealed off by the city. Their access points do not enter to the old sewers of Busat, the places where you're going to. Those places still have seawater finding their way in, old cisterns that have spawned new and interesting vile creatures, places where smugglers find themselves coming in from the strange sides of Parks Heath, the little caves down by the ocean side that at low tide you can get access to make your way into some of the places in the sewers. That briny, stale, and sour smell of rotting fish, ocean water that's been sitting far too long, and rusted old pipes fills your nostrils as you make your way underneath the city.
Potions for everyone. Prestidigitate. Let's not smell this bad stuff.
Maximil
I
hands
thought
up.
those were to make us smell better when we got out of here.
Right, not now, once we get out.
Oh, I thought that it was to help cover up the smell while we're in here.
They're potions of prestidigitation to clean and fix your smell so you don't have to smell things, and your body will radiate a clean linen smell as you drink it. So it keeps your clothes fresh and keeps your area smelling fresh, so you don't actually get assaulted by vile smells.
Oh.
So you could technically use it now and keep yourself smelling fresh.
Convenient.
Wait. If we're going down into a place that smells like shit, it's awful, but there's a good chance that things down here might pick up on our
Oh, you're
natural
saying it's
smell.
better to mask our scent with the natural smell of this gross place.
I don't want to bathe in shit, obviously, but it might act as a bit of a camouflage.
I mean, why not make a compromise? Drink the potion, not be able to smell the shit, and then as we become covered in shit, we will be masked without without
It's
having to
true.
deal with the smells.
If these potions make us to not have to smell the shit, then that's fine. But if we still smell like shit ourselves, then we should be okay. Right?
Does that
I
make,
don't know. Magic
does
is
that make
weird.
magical sense to me, Ben?
Kind of. You're not sure.
Okay.
You're not sure exactly how it is going to work. You could, like, you got the risk you can take.
If you want, I'll just be the test subject. Because I would rather things attack me and not be assaulted by the smell of sewage.
Yeah, that's
So-
fair.
Sweetheart,
up.
I'm not quite sure I'm comfortable putting you. Oh, there we go. Well, you know what? I'll do
I
it too.
looked away for a moment. Did you drink a potion?
You drank it?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Max drank it.
Isadora drink it as well. I wouldn't want
Does
you to be
this-
the only one getting eaten.
Oh, thank
Does
you.
this potion like count for that same rule that we have of like the home or the health potions once per day thing?
Yes.
Fuck. Would we know that?
You know that drinking a lot of magic potions sometimes has weird effects.
Okay,
Cool.
then I'm gonna wait.
Your
just gonna
characters
bait
don't know
it.
that it's like more than one, but
Right.
Botrin does not drink, and Ops 2 just
Oh.
suffer the smell.
Yep.
poor Maddie.
Well-
I am sorry. There are homebrew rules for 5e that you may not be aware of that you and I did not go
Yeah.
over for this.
I linked it to her, in all
Thank
fairness.
God somebody did, because I was so busy with like all the other lore stuff I forgot about
Did
it.
she read it or understand it? Probably not. There was a lot of information
she
that I
was
don't.
very busy. She got info dump.
You sent me with one of two things, though. You sent me the primer and you sent me the race page, and that is all the information you gave me. I
Nope.
did not.
There was.
I read all of it.
There was
It's okay.
one of those.
Nothing really to concern yourself with in terms of like today you don't have to know it, so not a huge deal. But we do have potion sensitivity if you drink more than one potion in a day.
Yeah, I
but
kept
on the
sending. I did the 5e restricted and the homebrew rules.
Yeah, on the plus side, you do get like all sorts of benefits of like maximized potions and stuff like that, which is great. But eventually you all you get past the areas where you see that the Isadora guides you through the places where the kids worked. Isadora, you came back, a few days ago and kind of after talking with Serena and scouted the area out and knew where you were heading to, found the old locked door. She sends you through winding tunnels. You're ducking into different tunnel sets as you like punch through an old busted area where the walls rotted out into an older tunnel. You drop down and you're having to duck under some areas, wade through ocean water that's come in kind of fresh, nothing in it, but just overflow that's made its way, working like through your to knee level, sloshing through, as eventually you open up to an area where there seems to be some stuff stored. Philo's kids have taken items that they want to keep safe and brought them down here. And here you see the wealth of what's really behind Philo running things. There are artifacts and additional gold and things piled up in here that he utilizes to, keep these kids fed and employed. So he does seem to at least have some sort of a system going and ensuring that there's enough to run it, as well as the older kids that as soon as you get down here, you see there's 4 individuals down here kind of hanging out, keeping things safe and kind of being lookouts. And as they hear you guys coming, you pop around the corner, Isadora, knowing that they're there, and just kind of like put an arm out and wave, and the bows go down. They're all 17 or 18. Kind of give you all a once over. Go, hey again, Isadora, good to see you. We cleared out as much as we could, but we're not tough enough to pull some of the big beams off.
Don't worry, love. That's where we come in. You've done a good job.
Thanks. Well, we'll give you a look at as best we can, but we also rigged up the other stuff that you said that if it got real bad to blow it. So we hope that we don't have to.
Blow it. What?
As you
do you mean, blow it?
Step under the arch into this more open area where they've started to clear off some of the debris off this access point that leads off to the right-hand side. In the support behind you, you can see dynamite has been attached up to the roof. I mean, she said that if it got really bad and things started to come up, to light it and run. Because we don't want this
Yes.
stuff coming up further.
It'd be better to protect the children and leave us to our own devices than to take our chances and end up with a bunch of dead kids.
You're not wrong.
So I mean, we'll take the spot down there further. Good luck, guys. And they kind of all get grouped up and move down further. There are some massive old ship beams that had become, washed in here or brought in here by other devices, but essentially they had taken some very heavy stuff and leaned it up against this area, and that's pinning some more debris. It's going to need to be like a cooperative athletics, and some insight checks so you don't like pull anything down that's going to crush you guys, but we'll need a 3 successful athletics or insight perception checks from you guys to work together to get this.
I can spot, I guess, and try and figure out like which ones are support beams that shouldn't be touched and direct the muscle.
So, should I roll an athletics check?
So when they're
saying?
when they're group checks like this, you guys just kind of discuss and figure out who's going to do what.
I will
I've
definitely roll
lifted-
for athletics.
I've lifted lots of heavy things. I can lift this out of the way.
A lot of this is heavier
Um,
stuff, so we can do 2 of the 3 checks as athletics, and then we'll do Soren's perception
Okay.
Perception or
or
insight?
insight, your choice.
Okay, I'll go insight. So it's a 20.
I'm with the Dragonborn.
Okay, so I need 2 athletics checks and then the insight check.
Oh, I'm gonna use my boon of fate to add a D10 to that because that was garbage.
Oh, you used the boon.
22.
Oh, no.
Already?
22. Okay. Boon of Fate. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's
then-
much better.
Our insight
be-
check was
21.
21. Soren points out a few beams that would be good to get off of there. Everybody else kind of sees the smaller debris and knows that as soon as like some of these big pieces come off, you'll have to be clearing some stuff out of the way. So the rest of you prepare for those things to be down. Doran, you get in there and go to lift this massive, 1.5 by 1.5 solid waterlogged beam and get under it from one side and grunt a little bit as you go into it. Go, it's gonna take a little more, and then you watch as Isadora, in full armor, just walks up and lifts the other beam over her shoulder and turns and walks away with it. And then you buckle down and pull out the additional to get it lifted.
I won't be showing up again.
With some effort, Isadora, you drop your beam easily into the water and get it out of the way. You turn as Doran's sweating a little bit, but he gets it over there. The rest of
I
you
give
at
him
the
a solitary nod, like, good man.
you get the rest of the debris scraped away. Get to take a look at the door in front of you, and you're presented with a square contraption with little pegs on it that look like it has things to sit on. Definitely the keyhole to whatever this is, but it's a square 7x7 grid, and nobody's really taken a look at what the key is. Who had that?
Well, I take it out, I open it up, and I'm like, well, obviously this explains a little bit as to how this could possibly be a key. My more intelligent friends, I would require your assistance.
I'll take a look.
Shit. Yeah, go.
One moment.
I always
please.
excelled in conversation, not mathematics, so I will leave it to you. And she hands the key over to whichever one of you get there first.
I'm letting Jaeger take it.
Yeah, here, we'll grab it.
Okay. Jaeger, you are looking at a strange set of rusted metal plates with holes in them, and we're gonna pull you guys over to a new
Ooh.
map,
Puzzle!
Oh.
and
Here
we're
we go.
also going to let our friends come over and take a look at this too.
Oh, cool. Okay. Got it. That's interesting.
So, since I got to move these tiles to make it work, you guys can basically ping a tile, tell me how you want me to rotate it, and ping where you want it to go, and just ping the center peg of where you want it to go, and we'll place it there. And who are you having that like runs the majority of this puzzle for us, and who's like doing the pieces so not everybody's pinging and driving me up a wall. So,
I can ping. I took the key.
okay. So
Easy.
immediately,
Start with this one and this one.
Jaeger starts grabbing pieces and sliding them into place.
This one and this one.
Looking over at my stream to make sure I'm sharing the right window because I had to pull up the stream user. So I shared the one that doesn't have the invisible solution next to it.
Before I move any further,
This one to here.
is there
What about
anything
this
that's
one?
happening when I set them in?
You slide them into place and you hear them kind of like latch in and click in, but nothing appears to happen on the two that you've
Okay.
placed in so far.
We'll do another
Does-
one square to square.
Does this one fit here?
So, Jaeger's got these. Jaeger's, have you kind of spread these out to like show to the whole group?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
put them out.
So we had
ground or
this
something,
square here going where?
where I'm pinging now.
Okay. Jaeger, you set that into place and hear a very different click.
Oh.
Jaeger click.
Son of a bitch.
Maddie, this is the click rule. If you set up a trap, I say click, and you get to tell me one action that you take, like reaction, like I dive for cover, I raise my shield, I cover my head. You get to tell me the one thing that you do, and then I determine how your roll goes based off of that, your DC and like any advantages you get. So Jaeger, you have put the other two pieces in, and they just kind of slide into place. And this one you put in and goes, and you hear a strange click, and you immediately know
Get you
something's wrong.
gun to the back wall.
Make an acrobatics check to see how quick you get out of the way, and that'll influence whether or not you get like advantage or something for the save.
A 21.
Ooh, okay. So now I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with advantage. And also you will remove the half damage if you succeed.
Double nines. Or what was that? No, 9 and a 6. So 16 in total. That was weird.
He didn't mention anything about there being a trap, did he?
He did not.
You
Don't know
now
why
that
the
I'm
key
giving
would
it
be a
more
trap.
thought, I wish we'd asked more questions about the way this key worked.
So you hear this strange click, and those of you that are nearby aren't close enough, but Jaeger, since he was putting a piece in, is. You hear a little and hiss. Jaeger, you do not get out quick enough. Unfortunately, with a 16. But you only take... Oh, never mind. I almost rolled max. So you take 9 points of poison damage. There's a sickening little green mist that appears like just around the door. It appears to be something... just Soren, from your insight, traps like this are around for keeping things out of certain areas. It's if something's close to it, it's just a little hit of poison. And usually it's only one charge, and if it does have a mechanism to recharge, any of the old sewers and places that you had like helped set booby traps or kept them active, they would take a day or so to recharge. Something like this, you're not sure exactly how it was rigged to fire on this side, but you've seen stuff like this in the sewers before. Isadora, same thing. You guys had set traps like this to deter people. Not enough to outright kill them, but enough to make them sick and nauseous and not want to come back.
Jaeger, I think maybe it would be a smart decision that we were to trade places. Not that I'm trying to be holier than thou, but I have an affinity towards dealing with poisons.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
Would we intuit that he did something wrong in the combination, or
Yes.
just that like it was an order?
You would
or
intuit
something
that he
like
did
that?
something wrong. So I
All
went
right.
ahead and pulled that piece to the side because you would intuit that he did something incorrect.
So like
That
Try the big one.
this one should go here.
this section is a no-no or something like that, right? Is that kind of what we're getting at?
I
This
think
Well, just that
that
sequence
one
of
is
keys.
This one.
this one goes
That one
here.
goes
Yeah.
Okay, so
And then this
Maximiel,
one.
who's placing them on now?
I see.
We're gonna have Isadora place them on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you instruct Isadora to place this piece
one?
here. Okay,
Yep.
Isadora, I'm assuming you're doing this without question, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grab that large piece and slide it into place, and just click right into place. Sits perfectly.
I'm gonna move this piece onto here.
Okay. You rotate that, and then that one sets into place.
And one of these on here.
Chunk. then
And one of these right here.
Someone had one for down here that they were looking at.
Yep.
This one.
Okay. They hand you this strange shaped piece, this bottom corner, and Jaeger watches, tenses for a bit after getting hit by poison, and click, goes right into place.
Here, right here.
Wrong piece.
Chunk.
Here, and here.
I'm watching for anybody else's pings that wants to give her guidance as well, so don't worry if it's waiting for just Maddie. Okay.
Here,
Chunk.
here,
Chunk.
here, and then I get the last piece. And I pause, and I very slowly insert the last piece.
You slide the very last piece on. The entire key has an iron door that shuts closed, and you're and the door comes loose, slightly rusted from age, but it is free now, and you can press it open to enter the sewers below.
Yay!
Give her like solid pat on the shoulder as we walk by. Nice job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you-
suppose I'm not as much of a dimwit as we initially thought.
Jaeger's in the background going, still getting some poison out.
Probably should
blow
have
in your
volunteered
nose.
myself sooner.
Oh no, that was quick. Here, I was like, man, here's a good puzzle for the end of the night, and you guys are just like, bam, solved it. So since it is the end of the night, for the quick solve on that, we'll give everybody a point of inspiration to use at the beginning of the next stream too.
Hey.
Nicely done, everybody. Wow, my puzzles suck. Apparently, or you
I
guys
looked at that and I was just like, fuck that.
Yeah, there's some people in here who are apparently very good at visual puzzles. So the next thing you guys walk out to is this weird puzzle board of like angels and demons, and
Don't you?
Dare!
Jaeger
You-
jumps.
Yeah. The worm is better than this.
It is my destiny.
Max casts fireball centered on herself.
Thorin goes, oh yeah, good.
so you guys find yourselves looking down an incredibly dark tunnel, a much older area. You can see there's no water in this section except for like the moisture dripping from the ceiling. There's not like a layer of standing water as in some of these other ones appear to have water coming in somehow. This one's just got moisture from the sewer, and you can sense the age and that tactile feeling of just mildew hanging in the air that hasn't been disturbed for a long time as you open the door to this tunnel that leads further down into the sewers below.
Boy, am I glad I can't smell that.
Right?
Not
Totally
that bad.
Says
Oh.
the man.
Yeah, I mean,
Been in worse.
have you do you use deodorant? Like sometimes I can't really tell.
Thanks.
You're
And does it
welcome.
smell familiar?
I think those crystals embedded in his flesh just remove all body odor.
Familiar
It's
as
a self-cleaning
in
system.
familiar as in like places you had been before.
Familiar as in like, does it smell like I remember it?
This space, Yeah, some of the places that you had been to that were more untouched, and some of the places that you had hidden out. When you spent time down here, you weren't really hiding from anybody from the surface. It was at this point, hiding from people who were desperate, and you had that last scrap of food for the next couple days when people wanted more to survive or needed something in particular. Places that you could duck off and hide that other people were afraid to venture to. That's where you kind of found yourself lurking in the shadows, as well as secluded places that you and an old friend would go to learn things. But that's that mildew sensation, that mildew smell comes over you and washes over you, and a history deep within you awakens immediately.
Quick question. What level within the sewers
This would be
have we reached?
Stepping down to what would you equate to like the third level down, where if like one's your modern stuff and two is where like the Philo's kids hang out, and where like you had done operations before, you had worked between 2 and 3. This would be like going into level 3. This is further down and considered dangerous. 3 and 4 is where you guys had like home bases that people would mess with. 5 is where you were getting to where you were like, I don't want to go there. That was like the scary place, was 5.
Yeah, once you reach, that would make sense.
So 3 and 4 is where you are a little bit more familiar. And Soren, I guess just a Constitution saving throw for me to hold your composure if you decide to try to hold it.
Ooh, that's really good. Save. Me too.
So if you choose to hold your composure, you kind of get that smell, and all the memories and feelings rush back very quickly, but you're able to steady yourself because you have a job to do. You're here for a reason.
There's a noticeable twitch, but all right.
Okay.
Let's move.
How are you proceeding in general through this part? Because now you know you're getting to Isadora, you're getting to the place where the Dendros Syndicate is expected to be.
Yeah, I'm going to lead. Isadora takes a step forward at the front of the party. All right, let's try and stagger ourselves correctly here. I'll take the lead, but we're going to need someone who can really hold their own on the back, just in case, for some reason, we get ambushed.
I am comfortable bringing up the rear. I will take the back.
All right. Dragonborn at the end of us, and myself at the front. Suggest the rest of you keep your eyes as peeled as possible in this kind of darkness.
You guys can
Always.
fit, you guys can kind of fit 2 by 2 in here. So how do you want to stagger it? Who wants to go up next to Isadora?
I'll go up there.
Okay.
Relative familiarity, I guess.
Who wants to sit in the back with Doran?
I'll be in the back with Doran.
All right, so we got Max and Jaeger in the middle.
Let's go.
Yeah. Squishy.
Cozy squad.
Also, before we move on, Botrin, you were asleep, but do you have any type of way to magically create something outrageously nightmarish so we can try and scare these fools out of here without having to fight every single one of them?
If you need some imagery of the nightmares, I can definitely provide it for you.
I have access to major illusions, fear, and phantasmal killers. So
Perfect. Well, plan might be if we can use it and successfully use it, hopefully scare them away, and then we move past them or whatever, but not into the cave. Well, you could scare them into the cave and maybe see what happens, but sound
Test
good?
Subjects.
All right.
I mean, I could even scan the minds of these people and actually maybe pull out one of the images of these things that live down below. So
Terrifying.
I mean, to break character, Josh, you know at the end of Sons of the Forest when we really got to see some of those scarier looking humanoid.
Hey, I haven't got there yet. Don't spoil it for me yet.
I'm just saying, if you need
Test
help
globs.
imagining the type of globby, limbed, just monstrosities that you can imagine, just think maybe someone was playing a little too much God with people and ended up with very mushy, fleshy, disturbingly wrong beings that eventually reproduced and created even worse
Gross.
beings and just spawned the nastiest, just mutated, mouthless, faceless things that you can imagine. That's kind of what she describes to
Oh,
Latrin.
Isadora, thanks for that.
I hate it. I hate it.
You're good at the inspirational speeches, dude.
I don't like it.
Did I ever
Yeah,
run across
so-
any images like that in Brandonim's library? Did I come across anything like that?
No, surprisingly, Brandornim had very little on phenomancy.
Okay.
But as you guys dig further into the depths of the sewer, you prepare yourself for what could be the worst eldritch horrors you've seen after dealing with a band of tough brigands on your way eventually to find the blind prophet far beneath the city. And that's where we're going to end for today.
Sweet.
So,
Just post that, even if it's spoilered. You know I'll click it. That's not fair.
oh, did you post an image of something? Down?
It's just one of them.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Where did you pull the image from?
It's just Google.
I've been Googling Sons of the Forest mutants this whole time and haven't gotten any images.
Oh,
Don't worry, I'll get them all for you. There you go. There's a couple
I'm not
more.
going that one. That can't.
There you go. If
You're
you need
Googling
help,
food.
Huh.
well,
that's what we have to go up against.
Cool.
maybe. We'll see.
Sweet.
No, just wait. There's more. There you go.
We're traumatizing people.
Ugh, good lord.
Oh. It's a
Yeah.
thickum.
Thickum.
Yeah, those ones really like to occupy doorways.
Hmm.
Oh,
Root.
thank you everybody for a fantastic creepy evening. Welcome again, Maddie. Thanks for bringing Isadora to play with us. We're looking forward to learning a lot more about Isadora and all the things that she brings to our fun group. But next week we'll dive in deeper and see what's beneath. I think. Are you back by then? Are you out still, Mr. Josh? Yep, Josh.
I am out still.
Josh will be on vacation next week. So we'll miss you, Josh. Have a fun vacation. Enjoy yourself. But the rest of us will be here and hopefully not subjecting Jaeger to traumatic death as he goes deeper into the
We
sewers.
will
with us.
use your body as a shield.
Jaeger develops a weird penchant for tanking all of a sudden.
Here's the forefront. Jaeger will run immediately if someone forces him in the front and just book it out.
Got it. Taking notes. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the stream, and hello to all of our new friends that came along and got to see Maddie on stream. It's a pleasure to have you guys here, but we'll see you all
Hope it was
next
fun.
week. Thank you, everybody.
Good
Have a
night,
great night.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.